However, the difference between Torah Codes and the New York Times and Moby Dick, to that very learned person who says that the whole codes are garbage, is the preponderance of the amounts of these kinds of things, and not only the preponderance, but the fact that it relates to the topic at hand. It isn't just future events and people, places, and things, Holocaust, gas chambers, concentration camps, and names of Nazis such as Eichmann. It's not just the fact that you find those things, or to find the assassination of Yitzhak Rabin. It is the preponderance, the incredible amount that is found within the Torah that justifies the odds. You can have codes for many different things if you looked and try to find them, or some of the things you might be able to find them. But to find so many things and find it within a page where it's relevant, that is something that you cannot find in the New York Times or Moby Dick or the Encyclopedia Britannica. It doesn't make a difference if you will take away the letters, the vowels, or you will keep the vowels. It really is immaterial. You will not be able to have the amount of things and the accuracy of the things as they are found in the Torah. So I'm going to focus on one of the things that the rabbis or the computer programmers touched upon with an explanation. So let me just explain something to you. There exists freedom of choice. If everything is geschrieben, everything is found in code, then how do you have freedom of choice? The answer is, to every event there are several different options. The options depend upon the choice of the person. And so sometimes you will have a code that will say one thing. There was a code, there was this guy Portnoy that was predicting a nuclear holocaust in the Middle East and was warning everyone about it. It didn't happen. You know, it didn't happen because there was freedom of choice and people chose good things, and that prevented a nuclear holocaust. We are today being confronted by the scepter of nuclear holocaust as we speak. But I wish to address the one topic of discussion that was on that History Channel or PBS, whichever channel promoted that program and tried to debunk it. I will focus only on the Rabin assassination. See, there is a code for the Rabin assassination, and it's found in equal letter sequences together with the assassin, etc., etc. However, there is something more, not ominous, but more incredible, that is not require. It does not require a code. And that is, we read the Torah each week. We Jewish people believe that the Torah that we read every week has a relationship with the events of that week. And that when you look at the Torah, you can find messages and information and insight to all the current events that take place during that week. And we read the Torah on Shabbat. And each week we read a different portion of the Torah. So, let's talk about the Rabin assassination, which took place on the night of November the 4th, 1995, which was a Saturday night. I checked it in the Jewish calendar, by the way. That week, we read Parshat Lech Lecha, the portion in Genesis, which talks about Abraham's leaving the land of the Chaldeans and coming to the land of Canaan, which became the promised land. The Holy Land is the promised land for the people of Israel, not for the Palestinians, and not for the Arabs, and not for the Jordanians, but the land of Israel is promised to the children of Israel in the Bible. That's what it says, and nobody can change that. But here I wish to focus on a certain portion. We read that week Parshas Lech Lecha, the story of Abraham. One of the chapters in that section deals with a covenant between God and Abraham. And it describes that the process of the covenant required Abraham to see a prophecy. In order to see a prophecy, it had to be late at night or toward the night, at which time he was overwhelmed and sleep overwhelmed him, and he was able to then see this vision at night. So it describes this nocturnal vision that started in the late afternoon and continued on into the evening time. So this is what it describes it. It says, the sun set and it became dark, and there was a fire like from a burning oven, and suddenly a flame of fire passed between the different animals that Abraham had set on the altar. So I have a piece of paper here which highlights several words within this this section. I want to show you them. I'll try to make it as close as I can. You see the highlight. Now it says, a flame of fire went between the portions, between the parts, because Abraham offered a sacrifice. The sacrifices were then split into two sides, which indicated that there were two sides, and now they were going to pass between the two sides, the two halves, indicating that the people who pass between the two halves are by themselves only half, because together they are one. And so I've highlighted the words and a fire that passed between. And you can see it here, that it says, Eish, Eish, Ra, Birabin. Fire, fire, bad, it's bad fire, to Rabin. Now, this happened, Rabin's assassination happened the night after the reading of the Torah. The Torah is saying that the sun set and it became dark. That's what happened then. Sunset, he went to a rally, a pro-peace rally, and it became dark. And then there was Eish, Eish, two shots rang out. And the two shots that rang out was Rabbi Rabin. It was harmful to Prime Minister Rabin. Now this is not an equal letter codes. This is clearly, when you see the letters by themselves, clearly a prophecy about what happened to Prime Minister Rabin. Now, if it hadn't happened then, we wouldn't have known about it, except that we Jews study the Torah and we try to see what are the things that took place this week that can be paralleled in the Torah. And so, my friends, the Torah codes are different from the codes of any other document. Torah codes account for all of existence and account for all the events that are found in all the cosmos, including this world, and including what happens to people. The only thing is, we can't prophesize using the Torah codes because there's freedom of choice. You and I have the choice whether to believe or not to believe, whether to act kindly or not act kindly, whether to create a world of order where there is a right and a wrong, and there are universal standards, or a world of anarchy, where there is no real right or wrong. It depends upon how we feel about them, which will lead, my friends, to anarchy and either tyranny or the total destruction of the fabric of society. Those are the alternatives.